Hi guys, my name is Udbhav Bisarya. I'm a student of National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surat. I'm a second year student. I'm in my batch of 2022 and I'm in the information technology branch. And today I'm going to be speaking to you about web development. Some of my personal interests are tennis and F1. And if you go technical, then I really like, web development, competitive programming, and very recently cryptography. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be speaking to you about web development, and basically I'm going to be talking to you about HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So these are the three building blocks of web development, and I think these are key in order to start web development or any type of website or app development, because these, once you catch these very well, you can very easily move on to more frameworks like React, Angular, Vue, etc. So before we get into the main topic, I think we should just start off with a news article. All right, so here we have two pictures on the screen, and on the left you can see it's a pretty nice emoji of a dog. And this emoji basically, is being written in JavaScript separately. So coders now have to take care of emojis separately, and considering how niche emojis were around 2013 2014, they wouldn't be used that much, and now emojis have become like a way of life, right? So emojis have become very important, and coders have to really take care of this kind of stuff now. So I think that's pretty cool on how our whole coding has been centered on on emojis. And on the right is just an image to say that you can create a very, very beautiful app using React and images from NASA. So React is a JavaScript framework, and this won't even take you 10-15 minutes, and you can get a very, very cool looking app. But that's not the case nowadays. And I mean, that wasn't the case always. So yeah, let's just go and look at the history. So this is a website developed by Tim Berners-Lee, and I know what you're thinking. It's not the best looking website, but hey, it's a very good start from where, considering where we are right now, it's a pretty good start too, right? So yeah, it's created by Tim Berners-Lee at CERN, and over there's a problem in handling information, and thus Tim Berners-Lee came up with a suggestion that since our computers are anyway connected, why don't we have something like a web page where we can share information easily. So this was done by Tim Berners-Lee, like I said, and he was like he basically laid the foundations of internet, and URI, HTTP, and HTML was all made by him. So whatever we have web development, it's pretty much because of him. And yeah, let's just move on and see how websites have evolved over the years. So as you can see on my left, there's a Facebook site of 2005, and compared to Tim Berners-Lee webpage, this one looks very, very cool and looks much more modern compared to that. But still, this isn't what you expect from a current website, right? And what you would be expecting from a modern day website is something on the right, which is a medium website. And yeah, so you can see it's developing over the years, and this development is going to continue. So web development is definitely a place where there's always going to be development, as I can say. All right, and a little bit more about why I got into web development. I saw the movie The Social Network, and I was really, really impressed at how Mark Zuckerberg created a website from basically his home, or basically his college room, and that took off so well. Now no one lives without Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, right? So I was really, really stoked and really, really impressed by what he did. And I was just like, if he can do it, why can't I? So yeah, I thought I'll just take up web development. Okay, so let's get to the overview now. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you would have heard me say this already, right? And like I said, these are the three building blocks of your website. So HTML basically designs your house, as you can see from the image. So all the text, so what kind of text is going in your web page is decided by your HTML, and the website created by Tim Berners-Lee was purely HTML. So in a house, you consider like if you have 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, you need to decide all those kind of stuff, right? So that's done by HTML basically on a web page. Now, making a house look beautiful. That's done by your CSS. So your CSS is supposed to paint everything, and make it look very, very appealing to the user. So adding background images, background colors, aligning the font, making the font of a particular size, changing the font style as a whole, that's all done by your CSS. So the beautifying aspect of your web page is done by your CSS. And your JavaScript makes your whole website functional. So suppose as a login and we have to, validate the login credentials. It's not done by HTML or CSS, it's done by JavaScript. So your JavaScript actually performs all these actions like add to cart or proceed to checkout. This is all done by a JavaScript. Okay, and yeah, this is a very simple project which I've done, and it is part of a course I was doing, which I will tell you about in the references. So over here, we have a background generator app, and the basic idea of this is when you click on the color and change the color, the background changes as a whole. So the whole background color changes. So it's a very simple thing. It may sound tough, but as you can see on the right, there's a HTML over here, and the background generator H1 tag is basically referring to the text above the color. All right, and the input type equal color and input type equal color 1, color 2 are these two colors over here, green and red. So green is color 1, red is color 2. And CSS and the current CSS background is the H2 tag. So as you can see, H2 tag is a smaller, it's smaller than H1. And over here, I'm referring to my CSS files and my JavaScript files. So let's just check those out too. So my JavaScript file is over on my left and my CSS file is on my right. And my CSS file is just used to style basically. So it sets the initial background color and it aligns the text, transforms everything to uppercase, and it sets the letter spacing between all of them basically. So like I said, that's what my CSS does. My JavaScript over here, basically I tell my code to say, hey, okay, so when there's a change in the color or any of the colors, so color 1 or color 2, you just listen to that color change and perform this function. So when I perform this function, I am changing the background immediately. And that's what my JavaScript is supposed to do. So my JavaScript is changing the color actually, and not my HTML and CSS. So I hope you've got what I'm saying over here. Right, this is my RoboFriends project, and this is also part of the course I was doing, and this is very, very simple to do, and it looks pretty cool too, right? So basically, I'm getting these robot images from a website online, and yeah, you search for these robots. So suppose I search Lian, so I will single out this single robot and this whole card and this whole card. So I found that to be pretty cool, and it's very simple to do actually. I did this using a framework called React, and yeah, once you do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, learning these kind of frameworks becomes much, much simpler. All right, so these are the references I would recommend you guys to use. So W3 Schools is one of the most standard things for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's the best thing to go for if you're a beginner, and if you need to know any tags, if you need to know any styles. W3 Schools is my go-to place, and I think it definitely should be yours because it's telling you basically everything you need to know in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The web resources depot is it's a blog where you can there are a lot of articles on the latest stuff in web development, so I think you should definitely check that out. And the complete web developer course in 2020 now will be, and that is one of the best courses out there. So if you want a good learning experience and if you want to know about projects, then I think you should definitely head over there. Okay, so thank you guys.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on the bell button as to not miss out any content. Contact us here.